Oh my God, I just lost a 40-minute video, then I lost a 20-minute video, and here we go. I'm feeling under the weather, guys. Bear with me. So, I don't know, it came on yesterday. I'm not feeling good. But let's say Happy Mother's Day to Susie. Happy Mother's Day, baby. Happy Mother's Day. You know what? Mother's Day lands on my birthday. And that's why I didn't know, baby. I'm so sorry. Happy Mother's Day to you. I love you, pumpkin pie. All right. So, let's get back in the wait. And where's my angel in Dallas? Who I sent her a package. It's been 7 days. It's going on 8 days. If she doesn't get it by Monday, well, by tomorrow's Monday, right? I know, I have a, I have to, well, anyway, let me get on to what I was going on to. So, um, in his house, he was hitting me, and hitting me, and hitting me, and I was, God forgive me, I was hoping to God that he would hit me so hard that I would have a miscarriage, because I did not want to have his baby, because it would be the seed of the pure fucking devil. But thank God I got myself an angel. God gave me an angel. She's my crime. Yeah, that little thing, that's my Gucci watch. That should cost me 6,000. Didn't cost me 6,000, but it cost 6,000. It's real Gucci. 100%. I'm positive. I had it checked. I have everything checked. I've become an expert. I've become an expert at looking at jewelry. I can tell you a real diamond is a fake diamond. I could tell you, even if it's the best made fake diamond, I could tell you it's fake by looking at it. I've been through so many diamonds in my life. You don't even know. I got so many diamonds. I got a nice box in the bank that has beautiful jewelry. And I got a bag here. But anyway, the bag that I have here is like what I would wear if I was going out for the week. Like I would go and trade jewelry. But anyway, I'm feeling under the weather, so bear with me. So we're at his mother's house, and he's beating me and beating me and beating me. And I asked him for it. I said, I need water. And he went and got water. He took the water and he threw it in my face. And when he threw it in my face, he threw the glass also at me. And it was glass. My father would have killed him if my father would have caught him. But so many times before, my father has threatened this man's life. And so many times he's run from my father. This man has run from my father like a pussy. And he's a motherfucker in the street. And he got that body you don't want to fuck with either. He was like really, really built. So when I say really, really built, I mean he hit them weights every day and he was already shaped, formed, and he's not ever gonna change. His body's big, he's big. He's not fat at all. Got no stomach. He's got a beautiful stomach. He was a beautiful man. But he was a motherfucker. He was this pure devil. And you know what? Talking about that, it's the truth. The devil was the best looking angel. He was the best. He was the most strongest. He was the most talented. He was God's right hand man. He's the one. He said, "Well, since I do everything for God that God tells me to do, Why do I need to do something? Why do I have to do it for him? I could do it for myself. I want to be God. So God could punish him. So him, you want in your own kingdom? I'm gonna give you your own kingdom. It's gonna be hell, and that's where he's gonna end up in hell. He's going to hell. Believe me, that man is going to hell. To hell. And if he doesn't go to hell, believe me, there's no ifs or buts. He's going to hell. 100% he's going to hell. So, bear with me, guys. So then, when I was in the hospital, no, so I started bleeding. And with the cup, he hit me, and I ended up getting 2 stitches on my head. And I had to go to the hospital. And he said, my mother's coming with us to the hospital, and she's going to watch you. She's going to make sure you don't try to run out. Because at that time, the men were not allowed to go in the back. And it's not that long ago. Well, it is a long ago. Damn, it was a long time ago. But at that time, the men were not allowed to go in the back, in the emergency room, or in the room while the woman got checked. Those were the rules in St. Luke's Hospital. So anyway, he, what was I? I saw the nurse. She don't. They call me, and we go in, and I saw the nurse. Listen to me. I don't give a fuck about what's happening to me right now. I'm telling you right now. He's got a gun on him. He's been beating on me all night long. He's been beating me and beating me and beating me. And I said, I'm bleeding. I don't give a fuck about it. I care about you calling the fucking cops, and I care about you, calling my father. Call my father and call the cops. You're the fucking nurse. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with this bitch, but she went and she told him, do you have a gun on you? She told him about it, you have a gun on you. I can't believe the nurse did that shit. I was like, what? I couldn't believe it. But my father showed up, but my father caught him going out. My father caught him going out because she didn't run right to him. It was like about 25 minutes after. My father runs right into him when she goes and finally tells him. And my father runs right into him. My father grabs him by the neck, and my father's practically wanting to kill him. And the police from the hospital is grabbing my father. And he told him, I told you, if you touch my daughter again, I was going to fucking kill you. And, yeah, my father didn't say fucking because my father didn't curse. And to hear my father curse, it would be a big thing. A very, very big thing. He would have to be so mad that, he would have to be so mad. Sorry, I'm scratching my arm. It's itching. Ow. It hurts. So, he said, I told you I was gonna kill you. And I mean it. And, hold on, guys. Alright, so my father walks in the hospital room, and there your parents could go in. Your parents were your everything. They're your guardians, they're your everything. So my father comes in and he's like, what the fuck did this motherfucker do? But he didn't curse, He was like, what did he do? What did he do? And I told my father, I told my father exactly what happened. And his mother was sitting there, and she was so surprised when she saw my father. My father, she did witchcraft. I don't know if I said it in this video already, because I've started already 3 times. She did witchcraft, And I think I told you guys that I grabbed a suitcase that had a black candle. I don't know. I don't know if I did it in this video. Damn it. I can't think. Well, I opened a suitcase with a black candle that was sent for somebody. So I picked up a suitcase. No, they put in the. I would have noticed how light it was because I travel very heavy, and I would have not noticed how light my suitcase was if I would have picked it up. But the man put it in the back of the cab, and he didn't check it. So when I get out, I I don't open it. My daughter opens it. Crystal opens it. And, Sierra opens it. What am I saying? Sierra opens it. Is that somebody walked in the room and I don't know how I feel about talking about what I've been talking about, but now I'm going to try. So, and even though everybody's going to hear it on YouTube, but I just didn't feel comfortable. But I'm going to go on. It's what happened. It's what happened. Let's go. So, he goes and he dips out, and now she sees my father, and my father tells her, your son is the worst piece of work that I've ever come across. He said, your son is not worth nothing. He's not a man. He's not worth nothing. He told her, a man that would hit a woman and a woman that's pregnant and you that would allow it. He said, you're worth this piece of shit of a mother, and that's why none of your kids came out good. My father told him just like that. That's why none of your kids. He told her, and she was looking at him, and she was like, because she would keep me hostage herself. She would watch me, swear to God. And my father said, I had enough of your son. Your son comes near my daughter again, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. And she looked at him, and his father, what was his father going to do against my father? His father was a fucking bum, as drunk, that they weren't even together and he was always in the house. Well, my father and my mother were like that too. My father and my mother weren't together anymore, but my father was always at my mother's house. He was always there. And on Sundays, he would bring her a whole what you call that? He fill us from the supermarket. Bring her everything she needed, everything I needed from my daughter too. He would bring everything, even though I had it. I had everything. We were so good, but this man, my father done gave us an apartment for $300 only, and it's beautiful. And I'm working. I'm a dental assistant, and he's not nothing. He was a fucking drug dealer. That's what he was. And he was the worst kind of drug dealer. He was the kind that didn't give a fuck. He would kill you. You owe him money, he will kill you. He'll put a hit on you. He will put a fucking hit on you. And trust me, I know about hits. Because back in the day, my uncle, Ramon, he died. I miss him so much. He was such a good man. I love him so much. My uncle back in the day, he sold dope, heavy drugs, dope, heroin. I was about 8. We were babies. and he sold heroin, and they no everybody knew not to come to his house because he didn't play that shit. My uncle didn't play. My uncle was a fucking gangster. He didn't play. Trust me. He used to always say, "It's not easy to be Wanda. It's not easy to be Wanda." I love him. I got so many great memories. He's like my father to me. I love him so much. And he died not that long ago. And it was horrible. But my back in the day, my uncle didn't give a fuck, bro. You owe him money, you're gonna give him his money, or he's coming for you. And he knew, everybody knew not to come to knock on the door to get nothing. And because otherwise you're gonna heat up a spot, and DEA is gonna start watching you. Because back then the DEA used to watch you for 60, 90, 100 days, a year. Trust me, I was in that life. Hey, excuse me, I don't start snoring. So, um, I'm hearing snoring. I'm like, what the fuck? You're not coming to snore while on my video. You're gonna come in and walk in. And anyway, so, um, my uncle looked through the Pico, and what was out there was this guy that was dope addict, and my uncle recognized him because he was one of his customers. And my uncle opened the door to him, and there was two men there with shotguns, and it was really bad. They robbed my uncle. They tied him up. They tied up his daughter. They tied up his wife. It was horrible. And my uncle, and they got away with nothing. You know, when my uncle had everything in his boots, in 8 pairs of boots. There was 8 pairs of boots. I remember 8 pairs of boots, and my uncle had them full. He had them full, and with money too. And I gotta get back to my story. So, but I gotta tell you, my uncle told everybody, put a hit out on that guy, and so everybody, will you see this guy? You tell me, and I'm gonna pay you. And somebody did, and told my uncle he's downstairs next to the parking lot, and my uncle went down there with a gun, and there was two cops walking by, and my uncle shot the guy right in the fucking head, right in front of the cops. My uncle did 5 years. Back then, you make a murder, you do 5 years. My uncle got on 5 years. I don't know, it was because money talk and bullshit walked, but that's how it goes. So, um, when I was in the hospital, they had to fix my jaw and everything, and so I got I told my father. My father tells me, when you get out of this hospital, you coming with me home. And I told him, no, Daddy. I said, no, no. I told him, this is what we're gonna do. I said, you're gonna drive me to Mom's house, and I'm gonna get something. I said, and you're gonna take me back to the apartment, and you're gonna go. I told him, when we get to the house, I'm gonna give you something. I gave him a bunch of cash, and I had a lot of cash stashed. I mean, I had guns stashed. I had, um, forget it. My father used to have to go and empty my guns because my younger sister was going to stay in my house for a week, and my father didn't feel comfortable with the guns loaded, and my father would go and empty the guns. But I had some money stashed. I had a good maybe $18,000, and back then that was a lot of money. Now that ain't nothing, but back then that was a lot of money. $18,000. I spent it in one day. Fuck out of here. I could spend $18,000 in one day, but it's also the lifestyle that I like to live. Oh, Anna Ramirez, where are you, Anna? I think somebody found love. Anyway, so, um, anyway, my father took me to my mother's house. I took 3 volumes. Remember, I told you guys I was going to tell you about volumes. Well, I took 3 volumes and for my mother, and I put them in a little piece of paper, and I put it in my side pocket. And then I had my father drive me back to the apartment. And I told my father, I gave him a bunch of cash. I told him, you buy me a ticket one way to Orlando, not to Miami, to Orlando. I told him, you buy me one way ticket to Orlando. And I said, and one for me and one for the baby. And at that time, there was no for the baby. Thank God. I didn't have to pay. She was called lap child, and that's it. And so I would put her on my lap, but now you have to have a whole car seat and all kind everything. And so then I traveled somewhere last week. I saw a lady having to use a car seat on the plane. So that was crazy. And I noticed just how empty it was. Like me and 20 other people, it was empty. And I couldn't leave the country. I could only go somewhere in the States. And I knew where I was going. My operation that I had is bothering me. I think I'm going to have to go see the doctor about that. So anyway, my father bought me a ticket, one-way ticket. I told my father be downstairs at exactly 3:30 in the morning. I told him, you better, 2:30 in the morning. I said, you better be there, and you better be there, Daddy. And you better be there with that ticket. This is my only way out of here, out of this hell. And my father did. He bought the ticket. I told him to meet me in the back of the building, but since Victor was paranoid that I was going to leave him in the middle of the night, he had gates under every window, even though and plus we lived on the first floor. It was only smart living in the Bronx and all. But back then, it wasn't bad in the Bronx. It's bad now, man. These kids that came out of the women that grew up in my age, none of the girls that I know, none of the girls that I know, because every girl that I know from back in the day, their kids are wonderful kids. But people that I don't know, I noticed that the new generation that came up, that we gave birth to, is disgusting. They're no good. They want to kill each other. They want to fight over songs. They want to kill each other over any fucking thing. It's disgusting. Back in the day, you handle things with your hands. You handle it with your hands. And only if your man is a drug dealer do you have stashed guns. So you know my man was a drug dealer. And we had guns stashed everywhere. And so what I did was my father bought me a ticket, and I took 3 pair of boots. Oshkosh, I can't remember. Back in the day, it was called Oshkosh. It was really expensive. I knew that my kids wore the best clothes, and the best clothes. And when I see the best, I mean Oshkosh they had the best of all clothes. All clothes. The best of all clothes. And so, um, and everything and anything that I did, they they had it. I mean, I would go out to buy them clothes and I'd be fucking in debt. I would overbuy them clothes. I really did. I would overbuy them clothes, and that's how they were brought up. Spoiled, but they're perfect children. I couldn't have gotten any better. I couldn't have gotten any better kids. I swear my kids are wonderful kids. And I thank God. But anyway, so um since I had gates and everything, he had the key to the gate that was in the window. And now it's snowing outside, it's freezing. And he's got the key, so he said, "Can I have some soda?" like that to me. But he came up behind me and he tried to hug me. And it was disgusting. And I went ahead and I let him hug me. And I just went by him and I went and I got the soda and I had those volumes crushed already. Them shits were crushed. And they were in the Lewis paper. So if I got busted, I could have swallowed it with the quickness. Because he would search me. He would search me. Every fucking day, motherfucker. So then, anyway, so, I put the volumes inside his soda, and I saw him, he was playing, hide and seek with the baby, and I saw him getting tired, and I had the TV on, and I was sitting there, and he was playing hide and seek with the baby, and I noticed that he told her, "Don't touch that, I'm gonna give you pop out. That means I'm gonna whack you." And when he said that, I said, "Oh, you never gonna touch my daughter. Never." And sure enough, he started falling asleep and falling asleep and falling asleep. And he fell asleep. And I would move him, and he wouldn't move. He was asleep. And what I did was grab the bags, and at 2:30 in the morning, I opened the gate. I grabbed the keys out of his pocket as slow as I can, opened that gate, and when I opened that gate, I threw my daughter's coat, and she had a ski suit. It was the pants and the jacket, and it was pink and purple, and it was the Lion King, and it was so cute. And I I bought them the best. So I threw it at my father, and I threw her at him, and it was freezing. I say 20 below zero. My God, it was freezing. And sure enough, my father grabbed her, and I went back in to get the bags. And when I went in, I put my coat on right there. I didn't give a fuck. I knew he was out for the count. And I had given him that shit. I knew he was out. And um, he he really was out. And you know what I did that really bugged me out? I actually looked at him and I pulled the cover over him. And I did. I actually put the cover over him. And then I jumped out the window, closed it, and dipped out. And I thought that I would never see him again. So you guys can look it up. So the day he came and found me in Florida and slashed me like he said he was gonna, but he got me behind my ear And that's a whole story that I'm going to tell you guys about. I'm on 30-minute mark. And I don't want to start it and not be able to finish it with you guys. But I got myself an apartment. I met a man. I guess I attract drug dealers. Big time ones though. This him, the one I was with that beat me, that piece of shit, he was middle class. Like, he had it. We didn't need for nothing. Like, I could go and buy a pair, a whole outfit. If I said I'm getting up, I want to go get an outfit, I could do it. I have a humongous closet in my house, and I had a humongous closet everywhere I go because I have so much clothes. And so for 3 years, I lived in Orlando, and where's my angel in Dallas? Because I sent her a package 8 days ago, and she hasn't got it. Okay? So let's hope that she gets it tomorrow, because if she doesn't, then I'll be at the post office that's right across the street. Don't worry about it, Angel. I got you. I swear on my fucking kid's life. If I was telling you I swear on my kid's life, I swear on my kid's life, that package went out 8 days ago. Making today 8 fucking days. But I love you, sis. It'll get to you. It better get to you tomorrow. If not, I'm going to the post office. I'm going to wait for your mailman to come, and then I'm going to the post office. If it's not there tomorrow, I'm going to the post office. If it's not there tomorrow, then somebody's having a 12-month-old baby. I don't know if you understood that. It's better in Spanish. Like, we say in Spanish, it's much better. It's like the woman that's pregnant and tells her man she's pregnant, and she isn't pregnant, but she wants him to be with her. So she tells him she's pregnant, and she ain't, and she ends up getting pregnant, and she don't end up giving birth for 12 months. That's what I meant about that. Anyway, I love you. So, anyway, so for 3 years, I lived in Orlando looking behind my shoulder. I got into a new relationship. A wonderful guy. A wonderful, wonderful man. When I tell you a wonderful man, a wonderful man. And he's my hero. He is. He died, but he's my hero. Because for 3 years I kept looking behind my shoulder. Even at Disney, I would be paranoid, even though I live right next door to Disney. 15 minutes from Disney. And I was paranoid. I couldn't stop looking behind my back. And just when I got comfortable, he found me. Just when I got comfortable. When it became 3.5 years, I got comfortable. And I let my guard down. And at 11:30 at night, I'm coming from my niece's house. I had a hangover from hell from the night before. I didn't want to go to her house, but she was desperate for me to see her new apartment. She was like, no, you have to come. And I'm like, and it looked so nice too. It looked beautiful. She had it for her son. And his room looks so cute. Little Nelson. Little Nelson, he was so cute. I wonder how he looks right now. I haven't seen him in so many years. But he was so cute, little Nelson. And God bless him. I wonder how he is. I would love to see him. My camera's still going, so I'm still talking. So I got comfortable, and I'm coming from my niece's house. I'm not gonna say her name. Let's use Donette. When I'm coming from my niece's house, I'm using the name Donette. I'm not gonna say her name. And when I'm coming from my niece's house, she made me a big dinner. She bought Long Island iced. She bought everything to make Long Island iced teas. She wanted me to get drunk with her, but I had such a bad hangover. I couldn't drink. I'm telling you, it was really bad. And everything I did, I had to be careful because she would follow me everywhere through the house. And I couldn't even go to the bathroom without her. And so I had to deal with the hangover. I couldn't fix it. And her apartment came out beautiful. It kind of looked like mine. She knows it does. It did. She got her apartment. She got a townhouse, and she decorated it. It looked exactly like my townhouse. I swear to God. I had the mirrors on the walls. She put them on her the side of her walls. I had them on the top, and she did it. She did everything like I did. I loved it. It was good because I knew that I did a great job with my house. That my niece made her house look like a little bit like mine's, and it did look like mine's. And she had great taste. I haven't seen her in so many years, but that's all right. She knows I love her. I miss her. So anyway, I got comfortable, and just when I got comfortable, here comes in my nephew. And my nephew is in this. I'm not going to say his name, but if I could, I would say it because I want to slap his face for what he did that day. Ended up happening is he found me in Orlando, and he even found the phone number to the next door neighbor's house. And she told him that I live next door to her, and she told him my address. He was like, "Yeah, can we meet up and all that stuff?" So I let my nephew take her to the mall so he can see her because he was like, "It's my birthday. Let me see my daughter. Let me just see her for once." And I trusted my nephew. My nephew got suckered because he told my nephew, I got to get the right story for my nephew. But for right now, I'm going to give you this story. I think he told my nephew, "You go ahead," paid his taxi and gave him a couple of dollars for his pocket, and told him, "I'll take the baby myself later." I think it was something like that. And he was in a hotel. Don't you know this man kidnapped my daughter? Don't you know this man? But before he kidnapped my daughter, I'm coming home from my niece's house. It's 11:30 at night. And I'm coming from my niece's house, and he's parked in a black car with black tinted windows right on the side of my building. I lived on the second floor. I almost started a fire. And what time is it? Oh, yes. This is a perfect time. So, I almost started a fire. So anyway, Now he knew my address, and he's parked there, and we pulling up at 11:30, and I got groceries in my hand, and my daughter was asleep in the back, and he said, "I'll get the baby from the back. Take this." He gives me his keys that has a knife on it, and I know this. I know that it has a knife on it, but when all of a sudden you're going up staircase that are outside, they're not inside staircase, they're outside a complex. So when he's putting, I'm going up the stairs with the groceries. I stop on the second part, and I look down and I see these two guys running at me, and I'm like, why are these guys jogging at this time? And when I realized that they're jogging at me, I realized that it's my daughter's father. It's my daughter's father with his nephew, and he has razors taped to his fingers. Now, I've kept you guys long enough. I kept you guys long enough. If you want to hear the rest, I'll be on tomorrow. Same time. Let's say 6 o'clock. Yeah, 'cause by 6 o'clock I'm done cooking and I'm home. I'm home from work, and I'm finished cooking. If it's Monday tomorrow, is it Monday? I don't know. I gotta check. But I want to tell you guys how this man had razors taped to his fingers, and he was coming at me. Now, I don't know if you guys want me to keep going until it stops, but I'm at 42 minutes and 18, and it hasn't stopped. And I wish I could be doing this live to know whether you guys want to finish listening, or am I boring you guys. So I'm going to get off, and what I'll do is come back on tomorrow, and I'll be on at 6 o'clock. I'll be home, and you guys will find out how he attacked me with razors, and how he always threatened to cut my face. But thank God I turned my face. But we're going to get into that tomorrow, guys. It's been long enough. I kept you long enough, and I'm sorry about that. So guys who were intrigued, I'm happy. And if you weren't, I'm sorry. Same time tomorrow. All right, guys? You got to listen to what happened, because y'all don't even fucking know. Peace out.